Doing a quick worm check here, getting ready for tomorrow. How many we got? Is it full? We've been in that?
I don't think we've been in this one yet.
Good and slimy and squiggly. Making sure we got plenty of bait for the trip this weekend. Dig your finger in there and scoop them up. Let's get an idea. I mean,
Not many.
we're going to have to wash our hands anyway.
Not many in there.
Huh?
Is that too many in there?
Hang on a minute. Okay, turn a little light on here so we can see. Doing a count, a census. How many is that?
That's another one. 11.
11? Okay. And we got a full one, which is 18. I'd say that's going to be enough.
Yeah. That should be.
I mean, you know,
We need to get these used up.
yeah, we got to get them used. Check our red worms. We might have to pick up red worms.
Their beggars are trying to get out.
I'd say they're probably used up. Let's release those and we'll get new. All right?
Okay.
There ain't that many, and they've been in there a while, so let's recycle them and see if they take root and live out here in our worm patch where we get rid of the excess at the end of the year. Quick trip in to get worms. We're looking to downsize our cooler a little bit for the boat. Something that doesn't take as much room because we don't use it all anyway. A little less footprint. Taller would be good. The blue one would be alright, but it's got a handle on wheels. You don't need that. This is nearing the size footprint we already have. The old igloo cooler. Focus. There we go. Just kind of looking things over here. Make a little more room in the boat, a little less weight and space taken up. That would work. And Miss Sonia's here shopping. We got enough. I got one or two. How many you got?
One or two.
All right, that's enough. Because you never know when the next trip's going to be our last one when this weather turns. So, here. Where'd they go? Where did they go? Ah, here. The treble hooks I'm looking for is that and a little smaller. That's too big of an assortment than I want. But. So, she just takes off, leaves her pocketbook and everything here. You just take it for granted I'm going to do guard duty for you, huh? Something like that blue one would do us. Yeah. But that one's got a handle and wheels on it, so that's not really what we're after. But the size, drinks go in the bottom, food on top, and that would hold enough. So what is that?
Big trip.
24 cans, you know, for our boat trips. Now we got one of those. And that really don't hold ice because it don't seal like the lids do. Come on down here. That red one would do. Open it up. Bottom, yeah, the bottom zipper. Just like my soft ones.
Right.
Drinks along the bottom, food on top, whatever.
Smell that new smell.
Yeah. That's the expansion.
This works the same way too.
Yeah, it expands.
We could put a
That's the
snacky zip up
expansion,
here.
and the next zipper opens the compartment.
Put our snacks and stuff in there. Chips, cookies.
I ain't allowed to have none of those, recall. You do, don't you? Boy, you want to talk about an extreme close-up there. Jeez. Sorry, folks, didn't mean to scare you. I'm going to get beat. Something along that line. Smaller footprint, taller would be all right. But we're looking to not downsize, but use space a little more wisely in the boat after all these years. The blue one would be better, but it's got
Same thing. Isn't it?
it's got wheels and a handle. We don't need wheels and a handle. It's the same thing, but it's wheels and a handle. And it's also more expensive, yeah.
I was trying to figure out what was here.
It's not that, so. Anyway, we're looking to change the cooler in the boat, save a little space. Make her a little more room to walk around there. All right. Yeah, I got a bunch.
I'm cool with it.
Whatever you think. We have bait. And she has been baited. And I have been baited. We go to China Mart. I ain't even going to call it what it is. China Mart. I ain't even going to use cute little names like Chinesium. Chinese crap metal and stuff. Anyway, we go to China Mart, as you've seen earlier in the video. We get some red worms. We got plenty of crawlers, as you've seen. I pick up a new pole. A little Zebco hot cast, $6 and a little bit of change. I get to the door, your checkout, you know, I'm standing there, I'm checking out. She's checking out somewhere else because we got separated, and we do that occasionally. I'll go on out and get the car cooling off and stuff. We don't need to hold each other's hand. She thinks I should, but I'm not going to. But anyway, there we are, the self-checkout. I'm checking out these two things, the worms and that $6 and something rod. The door guard, I want to say that the other word that was in the 1940s in Europe, 30s and 40s. The regime that was there in the 30s and 40s. Anyway, the door guard stands there and watches me scan. 2 items. Stood right there and watched me because I was on the end register where she was standing, right there. So I get everything going, and I pop up there around the corner and wants my receipt for that rod because it wasn't fitting in a bag. Lady, you stood right there and watched me scan and pay.
What?
I noticed you watching because I was wondering what was coming. If it was coming, since you stood right there and watched. And sure enough, you know, I had to produce the receipt. You want to see what else is in my pockets? You're going to struggle around down there or on my person while you're checking all this stuff. You're going to find a gun. And that's going to hurt your liberal little heart, your little woke heart, you hateful things. Now, in contrast, back in the sporting goods where we was there, looking at the fishing stuff, the coolers and stuff, you know, they got the tents and the sleeping bags and all that in that section. The homeless drug heads in this city goes in there, they'll grab a tent, sleeping bags, whatever outdoor equipment they're thinking they're needing, and there's an alarmed emergency exit right there. Again, you know, you got the fishing stuff in aisle here, through there, straight ahead against the walls of tents, and right beside the tents is an emergency exit. You know, the emergency only alarm will sound. Now they'll come in there and grab whatever they need, you know, to promote their homeless drug use, and bust out that door. Here's the stupid, insane, asinine contradiction of Walmart. They're not allowed to approach or say anything or do anything about the people that's actually stealing and running out that door. I've had their associates tell me this. They won't confront the ones that actually stealing stuff.
Big, huge TVs, dog food.
But they'll bust out that emergency door there. They're not allowed to say or do anything. But now you're going to stand up front there and you're going to demand receipts and stuff for people that you actually watch pay. You've got a person standing there watching those self-checkout registers. And in today's case, the woman that frisked us both stood there and watched us, along with the woman standing there at the little counter, you know, as you go into the self-checkout stuff.
Yeah, because that case of water wasn't going to go into a bag.
But yeah, Walmart policy, you're not allowed to say anything to anybody actually stealing, but you want to confront and affront somebody that's actually paying for their goods. Yeah, I wouldn't work for Walmart if it was the last job in the world. I'd go out and dig roots before I go to work for that hypocrisy.
Well, we
It's
did
insane.
work for them today. We checked out.
And, well, that's better than getting double rung by somebody else like we've got before.
That's true.
You know, we got double rung and stuff on some things with somebody else doing it. And it happens. You know, people are people. But anyway, they're not allowed to say anything, do anything, or confront anybody that's stealing stuff and busting out those emergency doors. Oh no, it's against policy. We are not to say a word. But you're going to stand up front and watch people pay and then make a fool of yourself, an absolute fool of yourself, but approaching people that's actually paying and going through the registers. You bunch of idiots, China marked.